How we doing, guys? Welcome back to 6-2 Beer Reviews. Checking out a special one today. Little Bourbon County. Little Bourbon County Reserve. This is the 2023 Reserve 2-year Stout. Made in collaboration with Eagle Rare. Really cool packaging they got going on here. It says on here, the originators of Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout. Brewed, barrel-aged, and bottled in Chicago, Illinois. The other side here, it says made for those who reach higher. Develops in the bottle up to 5 years. I really love what they did here. It's kind of like so they got the Eagle Rare logo on there. Then I can't even tell. To Chicago, Illinois. 2 years. Imperial Stout, aged in bourbon barrels. Aged in Eagle Rare 10-year bourbon barrels. It goes back. There we go. From Frankfort, Kentucky to Chicago, with the logo on the front. Love it. Really cool packaging. And it's got the Goose Barrel House label on the top. So I'm gonna read all this. So I'll say a little story behind this. I went Black Friday. Wanted to pick up some Bourbon County. I wasn't planning on getting this. I was honestly really just planning on getting the base, like maybe a couple bases and maybe one of the variants if I was feeling up for it. So I got there like right when the store opened, went in, waited in line for like less than 5 minutes, and they had just about everything there. A few of the reserves from last year as well. And I get up there, I'm about to, just pick out just the bases, and there was one of these left, and the guy literally, like, looking me in the eyes, pushes it towards me. I had to grab it. I mean, it was the last one there. I wasn't gonna complain about having one of the Bourbon County Reserves from this year. It's my first one ever, so I'm excited to check it out. A little pricey, but we'll see. Either this is gonna be worth the money, or it'll let me know, maybe I just get the base next year, get like a couple of the bases next year. So we're gonna read this, go into what all this is about real quick. Try to be quick through it. If you don't want to watch it, just want to see the beer, go on, skip ahead. Really cool. I mean, really solid packaging here. So it says on the front here, brewed with respect for tradition, with a unique story to tell. These barrels and beers are meant to be shared. Made in collaboration with our friends at Eagle Rare. Bourbon County brand 2-year Reserve Stout. At Goose Island, we proudly stand as pioneers of bourbon barrel-aged stouts. As the creators of this style, we embrace our heritage and the essence of something that is undeniably uniquely American. With a rich craft beer history rooted in Chicago, we are steadfast in our commitment to producing the finest barrel-aged stouts. From the carefully selected American oak barrels sourced from our bourbon partners in Kentucky, to the distinct combination of our unique climate and an original Imperial Stout recipe crafted here in Chicago, Bourbon County brand 2-year Reserve Stout epitomizes a proud American legacy. After 2 years of aging in these extraordinary Eagle Rare 10-year-old barrels, something truly special happens. With each sip, you'll taste the culmination of our passion, intricately woven together with the nuanced flavors imparted by these remarkable barrels. Bourbon County brand 2-year Reserve Stout is an incredibly complex and boldly rich stout that celebrates the essence of American brewing at its finest. The original, established in 1992. On the other side here, it says Eagle Rare Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. In the late 1700s, Kentucky settlers pioneered the crafting of a spirit that would become an enduring symbol of American tradition, bourbon. Embodying the pioneering spirit of those early settlers, Eagle Rare 10-year bourbon proudly carries from this rich legacy. Today, nestled along the banks of the Kentucky River in Frankfort, Kentucky, Eagle Rare is distilled at Buffalo Trace, the oldest operating distillery in the United States. With unwavering dedication, each batch of Eagle Rare is masterfully crafted and aged for a minimum of 10 years in new charred American oak barrels. Every barrel is carefully selected to ensure a remarkable level of consistency and quality. With a heritage rooted in authenticity and a commitment to craftsmanship, Eagle Rare captures the essence of American history with its Kentucky Straight bourbon whiskey. Yeah. Yeah, and then they got the whole eagle on the packaging here. Really, really solid. I mean, I really, really dig this label. Honestly, probably gonna hold on to it. A little safekeeping. And yeah, hope that what is inside is just as good as the packaging. So yeah, on the front here, stout aged for 2 years in 10-year Eagle Rare bourbon barrels, 2023. Bottled on September 4th, 2023. It says drink by September 4th, 2028. 14.5%. I want to say the base was 14.6. Yeah. Whole thing, I mean, love the bottle. Love the color of the label, everything about it. It's awesome. I've been really excited to check this one out. And we'll see how it holds up. Let's just crack into it. See what it's got. That'll be good for now. I'm gonna enjoy this all night. That is for sure. I'll keep this in here too. Ooh, I can smell that from here. So I didn't pour too hard. Obviously, I could have poured more in there, but I mean, it looks like Bourbon County. That is, I mean, head went away pretty quickly there, but I mean, it looks like Bourbon County. Poured pretty dark. It's got that like, just like brownie batter color. Not quite motor oil, but I mean, it's pretty dang dark. Yeah, looks like Bourbon County in the glass. Let's get a nose on it. Oh my God. Wow. Get a really nice amount of the barrel, but it's not overpowering. It's not like straight oak. It's not straight bourbon. Get a decent amount of chocolate in there. It's pretty fudgy, but it's also got a nice amount of vanilla. Yeah, it's like if you, like really rich vanilla brownies. That's what this smells like to me. On the base, you know, looking back at the review, I got a lot of like cherry, strawberry, like a good amount of dried, like dark fruits. This is like a little more chocolatey to me. I'm really digging it. And, you know, I think someone pointed this out. You know, this is 2-year stout. So this is aged in barrels for 2 years. So this is completely different batch from this year's base. I mean, maybe it's obvious to some people, but I didn't even think about that. So like, if you really think about it, this, I don't know if it's a different recipe that they use for these reserves, or, you know, if not, this is like the base from 2022. Yeah, 2022, aged for 2 years. No. Is that right? Yeah. Well, I should say 2021, right? 2021, but you know what I mean. Last year's base could be the same, aged for another year. Yeah, I mean, it's literally like if you had bourbon soaked, like really strong vanilla brownies. That's what this smells like to me. It's not super boozy for the 14.5%. It smells really great. I mean, this is like, you know, you worry sometimes about those stouts that are aged a long time in barrels, if they're going to be too bourbony, too whiskey, oak forward. This is really, really solid. I mean, that's really what jumps out to me. Just vanilla, brownie, fudgy bourbon. you could see like maybe a little like fig in there. But I mean, it's pretty chocolatey to me. So it smells awesome. Let's dive in, guys. Cheers. Okay, okay. It's pretty solid. That is pretty good. It's honestly, it's not as like viscous and like syrupy as the base was for me. Not that the base was like super syrupy, but it's a little thinner in my opinion compared to the base from this year. Nothing wrong with that. I personally am not a huge fan of super thick stouts. This is like right in my wheelhouse. You get really nice amount of bourbon. Little bit of sweetness, but it's not overly sweet. God, it's like a little bit of like a, what is that? Like marzipan? A little bit of marzipan in there. And that like a little bit of like a German chocolate cake kind of vibe going on. But I mean, it is really, it's perfect amount bourbon, chocolate. It's not too roasty. I was hoping for just a little bit more like a coffee roast type thing going on. This is definitely more of like a vanilla bourbon fudgy more than like a roasty stout. Which honestly, not a lot of the bourbon counties I've had over the last couple of years have been super roasty. I think the last one I remember being a little more roasty was 2020. I still have one of those, so I'm going to try to review that this year and see if that kind of still holds up. This is really solid. Yeah, the whole thing with the reserve is you hear plenty of people talk about it, but is the price point, is it worth it? For me, just looking at what the variants were this year, the variants didn't really stand out to me. I mean, the Bananas Foster, just in my opinion, I don't know, I saw like cinnamon in there. I usually don't associate cinnamon with Bananas Foster. I love Bananas Foster, but I also usually use rum when I'm doing that. And the whole bourbon barrel aged thing, I thought it'd be cool if they did like a rum barrel aged Bananas Foster, Bourbon County, but obviously the whole brand is bourbon. And then Backyard sounded good to me. You just got to think about the price point. And honestly, I'm okay. This year, I just went with the base and this one. I could have gotten the Angel's Envy. I didn't. Just because the price point, if we're able to get it, I've heard good things about it. Kind of wish I got it, but I'm not complaining about this either. And honestly, going forward, if Goose Island continues to not do a coffee stout, I'm probably going to keep going with just the base and reserve. Because, I mean, that's the variant that I really look forward to is a coffee stout or like barley wine. Those are what I love from Bourbon County. So if they continue to not put those styles out, I'm probably going to stick with the base and one, maybe two of the reserves if I can get them. But I mean, I'm not mad about this. It's a little more expensive, but I mean, I thoroughly enjoy it. Is compared to the base, is it that much better? I don't know. I don't know. I think you can put them side by side. I think it definitely tastes different than the base. I think it's definitely a little more chocolate forward. It's a little more fudgier. The base was a little more like cocoa powder for me. This is definitely a little fudgier, syrupy. I said the base consistency wise was a little more syrupy, but this has more of that like chocolate syrup, fudgy kind of notes to it. That bourbon in there too is just really solid. It is so good. Yeah, I enjoy it. If you were able to get a bottle, I think you're gonna enjoy it for sure. If not, I mean, I don't think you're missing out that much, you know. Don't get too much FOMO out there. I think the base is super good as well. So if you were able to get a couple of bases, enjoy those. Those are just as good. But I mean, yeah, I'm not mad about it either. So yeah, like I said, going forward, if they don't put out a coffee stout, I'm probably going to just continue with the base and the reserve if I'm able to get it. Yeah, I think that's all I got, guys. I mean, the packaging itself is just, it's really solid. If the packaging wasn't like this, I'd kind of say, you know, I might have a different opinion on it too. But I mean, they did pretty well with the packaging, I will say. So I would love to see how this ages too. I was only able to get one bottle, but I think this is going to age well too. Yeah, that is 2023 Bourbon County Reserve Eagle Rare. If anybody's had it, please let me know your thoughts on it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the base this year. Yeah, kind of glad I went with this over the other ones. So that's all I got. See you next time.